Yeah, just how's it been going the last few days? I know they had Saturday off, as you had said, and then have they responded these last couple of days?
We're all disappointed. Addressing what we can do to be better. I think the maturity of our team is going to be shown. But I thought for all in all that they, we had guys around on Saturday getting treatment. Some guys worked out. Yesterday, went out practice for like a typical day one, about 75 minutes, and I thought I thought our effort was good. Our focus was there. They're coachable, and we got a lot of small things that we got to get better at.
Is it easy to look at things as 0-0 with Big 12 play starting? Is it easy to flush what's happened the last 3 weeks?
Well, I told team there, if we'd be 3-0, 2-1, 0-3, other than 1-2, we'd be talking about the same thing. Everything starts over right now. So if that's easy, I guess I don't know about easy. It's consistent. That would be the conversation. So. So you continue to learn about yourselves in a lot of different ways during these moments, and we're learning about ourselves, but at the same time, we got a lot of football to play.
You mentioned after the game on Friday that Coach Z and Coach Grimes and Jalen will sit down with yourself too, maybe, and talk about things. What do those conversations look like?
We look at a lot of different things. What do is there some things he's more comfortable than others? We look at a lot of different situations of when things are happening. Jalen has been outstanding yet in attitude, effort, coachability, all those things. And, not going to put this on one guy by any stretch because there's or two people or three people. I said, if anything you're going to put on one person, put it on me, okay? But there's there's some good things out there. There's moments, but right now, I guess the biggest thing is on offense, if there's a thing there, we have not responded well when something hasn't gone right. Okay, whether it be a turnover or a 3-and-out, we're not responding off of that as a offense, as a football team. And that's the number one thing we've got to try to fix, okay?
To build off of that, where does that response come from? Is that from leadership from players? Is that from situations?
If it was one player or one thing or what, we have I think the second half drive chart was a punt and interception, punt. But within those, we had, I think, 3 or 4 penalties during those. So is that a play call? Is that a player, or is it's a little bit of everything? And you're looking for one answer or two answers in this. And I can't give you that. I wish it's always that easy, but it's not. And that's why you win and lose as a team, and we have to continue to get better in a lot of different ways.
I wanted to ask about the safety position. Marvin didn't play nearly as much on Friday as usually. Is he healthy, and just what was going on?
Yeah, Marvin's healthy. But when you look at it, guys, when you look at a lot of things here, there's a lot of situational substitutions and packages in which guys play. So, there's certain things and formations and personnel groupings by the opponent dictate sometimes when guys are on the field. Okay? And then holistically with guys, it's assignment, technique, effort, is always part of evaluations with all our players. So some of those things come of utilizing guys in situations that they're going to be in their best. That's not directed at Marvin. That's directed at everybody, okay? And there's going to be games like that for certain guys.
And just relatedly, I want to ask about Devin Dye because he started and played a lot. Just, I guess, what made you want to give him that healthy share of the action?
Well, he had played well. Devin was hurt was banged up a lot of fall camp. Okay, he was out a long time. He had played well and put himself in a position. And, coming in those first couple games, just getting him back, we tried to limit him to kind of get him in a spot where he could hopefully play a little bit more, and we were able to do so. So it wasn't so much somebody else didn't do something. It was he was in a position now to get himself back on the field. And the thing to remember just on some of these guys now, if those are going to be the future line of questions, is, we're playing with three safeties a lot. So the guys that are some of the rotational guys in these packages many times are the safeties that are playing a little bit more at the second level, which means now sometimes they're going to rotate with a linebacker, not just with safeties, okay? So I want to make sure that we're, I'm not going to go through our game plan with it or how we do it, but that's part of the thought, okay?
Getting back to all those little things that are kind of going into this right now, one of them's the new offensive coordinator, and I wonder how much that might be a factor for Jalen right now. And in your experience, is there a time or a timetable that needs to kind of hit before that full comfort takes place when you're talking in season?
I guess comfort for who? I mean the.
For the QB, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying. It's. I think we continue to search for all the answers of everyone being comfortable and being productive, because again, the one part of it, Matt, I'd say no to that is because I don't think there's any questions in the first half.
Sure.
And there's been games like that. Everybody the thing to remember is that every team is different, not just at one position, one coach. I understand the offensive coordinator, besides the head coach, is the most scrutinized position on a coaching staff in college football or football in general today. And that's not necessarily, it's what we both sign up for. But at the same time, nobody's asked a question about a new offensive line coach. Okay, that hasn't been asked yet. So there's more people working together in different thoughts, and that's part of it. And when you have a coordinator with you for 11 years, there's a level of consistency, and that's what we used to stand in here and talk about, was our consistency. Well, we don't have all that consistency right now. Can't change that. But I do think there's, again, the nice thing is, if there is a nice thing in this, is that I know we have open-minded people that are continually working hard, and there's not on player or coach saying that this is this or this is that. We have to find that, because, like I said, there's something that's happened when there's some things, like you said, I don't know the statistics of all the stuff, but if you have a penalty during a drive, your chances to score go down significantly. Well, we've had like one or two in those in the second half. We turned the ball over. What are we doing to help Jalen maybe where if he's not seeing something? Is there something that we're going to continue to look at that can help him maybe mechanically? We're looking at everything, and we always do. It just gets highlighted when you're not successful. But are we probably going through a growing pain? Yeah, of some sort, obviously. But the thing is that we have to consistently work to get better at every day, and sometimes, we internally know where we're at versus externally of what people think is going to happen. And I've been saying it for a long time now that, we start talking about things that were never even on the schedule or expectations, and we haven't taken care of the moment yet, and we have to continue to do that.
Lance, what are your thoughts through 3 games of how the defense has played?
Yeah, I think we're playing some of the better defense that we've played, but we're going to have bigger tests to come, and I know on that side of the ball there's still things that need to be cleaned up. They had a 75-yard drive that went over 9 minutes, but we spend all the time talking about play calling and stuff like that. You win and lose together. So we can't get off the field to do it. Now, as good as they've played, because I looked at that and I still can't believe it. They had 69 yards the second half, but had 75 in one drive when we needed to get off the field. we got to find a way to get off the field. We got to find a way to be. This isn't that one player, because there's probably 5 that touch the ball fundamentally to get a position to recover a fumble. I mean, there's so many things that if one thing in any of these could go a little differently, would we be talking a little differently? Now, these 2 losses, these both teams, and I said it before each press conference, they're good football. They're both rated right now. I mean, it isn't, but I like the way we're playing as a front 7. I think we continue to make plays on the back end that have been consistent. We took an All-American receiver and held him to like 4 yards receiving, I think. I mean, that's a pretty good day. And there's not a lot of like one guy showing up. That's what I like about our defense right now, and they're going to have a heck of a test again. But we're playing, I think, pretty good team defense overall. But we talked about it again. We get a costly penalty where we think we have them stopped on a pass interference call. We body slam the quarterback. Can't do that. So all of those on some areas we're playing pretty good team defense. But like I said, in all our areas we got to get better.
And then as you start looking at West Virginia, what do you see from them?
Again, a team that's been through some a tough schedule so far. Two rivalry games. Had a tough one on Saturday. I know they're going to be, even 2 years ago or whenever it was we played them, Green got a little bit of playing time at that. I think they just started to feed him in a little bit in some situations. He's a talented quarterback who's, can create plays with his feet. Another team that's going to have big, they got a big back and then they got quick backs. They got some athletic tight ends with some great length, and they motion them around a little bit like we do. They find ways to get them the ball. So, again, this will be a very good test for us in a lot of different ways. And, they're a team that, has been close and feels they need to get a win, and so do we. So it should be a lot of excitement in Morgantown.
You mentioned this being a test. Do you see this? 2022 win was a springboard for this team in a lot of ways. Do you see this as potentially the same sort of momentum builder?
Yeah, it can be, guys. Here's the thing I don't want to do. I'm not getting into must wins and all that stuff right now. We got a lot of football games, because if you start putting them all in one basket, either way, you got to get your team ready the following week. So, but yeah, could it be? That's kind of where some of the momentum and confidence has started. It'd be nice to kind of recreate it, and sure hope we do. I've said it before, Neil Brown's an outstanding coach. I have a lot of respect for him. Told him that when we were both at our former jobs, we had a chance to go against each other. And I know he's an outstanding offensive mind and a very fine head coach, and he's going to have that team bouncing back, and we intend to do the same.
And then Jason fell off the depth chart, it looked like, compared to last week.
Yeah, it's still from the Illinois game. He hasn't really done much, and, right now as I say, I want to make sure you guys are still reading it, so I made sure I took him off because he didn't really go through much, and I don't know if he'll be available this week. It's not looking that way, so I took him off.
And real quick, on Daniel Highshaw,
Yeah.
do you think he'll be available this week?
Yeah, that's going to be in question yet too, as well. Hope so. It kind of, one day it sounds like it's going to be, as it goes, but we'll see.
And I want to ask about Tommy Dunn. It seems like he's been in the backfield a lot, making plays. Just what have you seen from him over the course of the last few months?
Tommy's put together a couple good ball games. I always joke with Jim Panagos that he's got some D-tackle coaches, D-line coaches. There's always like a rotation of guys who's always doing well. And, Tommy's played some good football of late. And actually, I thought DJ played better than he had the first couple of games. And, we've been very pleased with Caleb. But Tommy's been very active, and that's great to see. Again, it's for a lot of our stuff, it's going to start up front again, and we got to be able to be physical and hold the point this week.
you.